Right now, as you watch this, you are almost certainly doing at least 3 things that are quietly shrinking your brain. Not in some distant future. Today, this week. And the single most damaging one of them all is something you probably did within the last hour, convinced it was completely harmless. Your brain is the most powerful object in the known universe, and yet it is astonishingly fragile. It can be worn down, shrunk, and slowly damaged by the most ordinary habits, the ones nobody warns you about because everybody does them. Over the next few minutes, you are going to see the 5 worst offenders, counting down to the one that scientists have linked most directly to lasting brain damage. Some of these will surprise you. At least one of them you have been told was actually good for you. So stay until the end, because the 5th habit is the one quietly doing the most harm, and almost no one suspects it. Let us start the countdown at number 5. Sitting still. A sedentary life. It sounds harmless, even relaxing, but your brain sees it very differently. Your brain runs on blood flow, on oxygen and fuel delivered by a beating heart and a moving body. When you sit motionless for hours, day after day, that flow slows to a trickle, and the brain begins to starve in slow motion. A neuroscientist named Wendy Suzuki has spent years showing the opposite side of this. When you move, your body releases a protein that acts like fertilizer for the brain, growing the hippocampus, the very region that builds memories. So when you stop moving, you starve that region of the one thing that keeps it growing. A researcher named Kirk Erickson found that physically inactive adults actually had smaller memory centers, and that the ones who started moving grew them back. Your body was built to move. When it does not, the brain is the first thing to pay the price. But sitting still is only dangerous over years. The next habit does damage in real time, every single day, and you are almost certainly doing it right now while watching this. Number 4. Constant multitasking and the endless digital noise that comes with it. You feel productive when you answer a message, glance at a notification, switch tabs, and jump back, all in a matter of seconds. But your brain is not actually doing many things at once. It is switching frantically between them, and every switch carries a cost. A researcher named PNAS at Stanford studied the people who considered themselves the best multitaskers in the world, and what he found stunned him. They were worse. Worse at filtering out irrelevant information, worse at remembering, worse at switching between tasks, the very thing they thought they were good at. Their heavy multitasking had not made them faster. It had quietly eroded their ability to focus at all. Every time you fracture your attention across 5 things, you are training your brain to be scattered. And a brain trained to be scattered slowly forgets how to go deep. Now we move from what you do to something far more invisible, a habit you may not even realize you have. And this one, science shows, can be as damaging to your brain as smoking. Number 3. Chronic loneliness. Not the healthy solitude of an evening alone, but the deep, grinding isolation of feeling unseen for weeks and months at a time. Your brain is, above all else, a social organ. It evolved over millions of years inside tight-knit groups, and it treats prolonged isolation as a genuine threat to survival. A neuroscientist named John Cacioppo devoted his career to studying loneliness, and what he discovered was chilling. Chronic loneliness keeps the brain in a constant low state of alarm, floods it with stress signals, disrupts sleep, and measurably speeds up cognitive decline. Lonely brains age faster. The connection is so strong that researchers now compare the health impact of long-term loneliness to that of smoking. The very organ built to connect with others begins to wither when that connection disappears. That constant state of alarm we just described is a bridge to the next habit, because there is one thing that pours fuel on it more than anything else. And it is the thing you may be most proud of enduring. Number 2. Living under chronic stress. Short bursts of stress are fine, even useful. Your brain is built to handle a sudden threat and then recover. But the modern world does not give you sudden threats that end. It gives you a low, endless hum of pressure that never switches off, and that is a completely different beast. A neuroscientist named Robert Sapolsky spent decades studying what relentless stress does to the body and the brain, and the picture he painted is grim. Under chronic stress, your body floods with a hormone called cortisol, and while cortisol is life-saving in an emergency, in constant high doses it becomes corrosive. A researcher named Sonia Lupian has shown that prolonged exposure to high cortisol actually shrinks the hippocampus, the brain's memory center, and weakens the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for decision-making and self-control. In other words, the more relentlessly stressed you are, the more the thinking, remembering parts of your brain physically erode. The stress you wear like a badge of honor is quietly dismantling the machine you need most. And that brings us to number 1, the single most damaging habit on this list. The one you were almost certainly told was a sign of strength and productivity. The one you may have done last night without a second thought. Number 1, cutting your sleep short. For a long time, running on little sleep was worn like a trophy, proof of how hard you worked. The science has since revealed that it may be one of the most destructive things you can do to your brain. Here is the part almost no one knows. While you sleep, your brain does something it cannot fully do while you are awake. A neuroscientist named Maiken Nedergaard discovered that during deep sleep, the brain opens up a kind of internal plumbing system and flushes itself with fluid, washing out the toxic waste that builds up during every waking hour. And among the waste it clears is a sticky protein called beta amyloid, the very substance that clumps together in the brains of people with dementia. When you cut your sleep short, you skip that nightly deep clean. The waste stays. Night after night, it accumulates. A sleep scientist named Matthew Walker has shown that people who consistently sleep too little have measurably higher levels of this toxic buildup and a dramatically higher risk of their brain deteriorating over time. Every night you steal from sleep, you are leaving the garbage inside the most important organ you own. That is why it sits at number 1. It is not just tiredness. It is damage that compounds in the dark, silently, while you congratulate yourself for pushing through. So look at the 5 together. Sitting still and starving the brain of blood. Shattering your attention until you cannot focus. Drowning in isolation until the brain begins to age. Living under endless stress that shrinks your memory. And robbing yourself of the sleep that keeps your brain clean. What is frightening is how normal all 5 have become. They are not rare mistakes. They are the default settings of modern life, which is exactly why so many people are quietly wearing their brains down without ever realizing it. But here is the hopeful truth hidden inside all of this. The brain is not only fragile, it is also astonishingly resilient. Every one of these 5 habits can be reversed. Move your body, even a short daily walk, and the memory center begins to grow back. Protect your focus by doing one thing at a time, and the ability to go deep slowly returns. Reach for real connection, and the brain calms out of its state of alarm. Lower the constant stress, even a little, and the corrosive flood of cortisol recedes. And above all, protect your sleep, and let your brain run the deep clean it has been desperate to perform. You are not stuck with the brain your habits have handed you. You get to shape it, starting tonight, with the very next choice you make. So before you go back to your day, ask yourself honestly, how many of these 5 are you doing right now? And which one are you finally going to change? Because your brain will become whatever your daily habits make it. And the good news is that those habits are, and always were, entirely yours to rewrite. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. A new video goes up on this channel every single day. It would mean everything to have you here.